Saturday, everybody. Hello, crafty friends. Hello, Flosstube. My name is Caroline. Welcome back. Daily crafty, positive videos. How's everybody doing today? Everybody okay? So I have a couple of things to mention first before I show you. Saturday is supposed to be kind of a weekly roundup, but I did a lot of sewing this week. So my progress really that I've shared all week, I haven't really done much more on those other projects. So I'm just going to show you in a minute what I worked on last night while we were watching The Mandalorian. And let me tell you, I've discovered I can't stitch very much while we're watching The Mandalorian because I can't take my eyes off the screen. It is so good. It's so enjoyable. I'm just, I'm loving it. We only have 2 episodes left. We watched a fair bit of Mandalorian last night, so that was really fun. First thing that I want to mention is a couple of days ago I started up a page on buymeacoffee.com, which is kind of like a virtual tip jar, and I mentioned it yesterday, and I just wanted to say an enormous thank you to everyone who purchased me a coffee yesterday. It meant a lot, and I appreciate you, and thank you so much. Very, very appreciated. So the other very important thing that I need to talk about today, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a screen cap on this video that says StitchNorth retreat info, so that hopefully people who are registered for the StitchNorth retreat will tune in, and just a little update. I'm not telling you I'm canceling it or anything like that. I think it's too soon to make any kind of those big decisions. You know, the retreat in Canada, it's in near Mississauga. It's in Brampton, excuse me. We started off in Mississauga, but then we morphed over to Brampton, Ontario, which is near Toronto, here in Ontario, Canada. And registrations happened at the beginning of March, and then, you know, life happened, right? And, you know, I think we should have a pretty good picture by the beginning of July what's going to happen with whether or not we can go ahead and continue with the date that we have planned, which is at the end of September, or whether or not, better safe than sorry, that we should postpone it until a slightly later date. So I think it's best that we wait to make those kind of final decisions until we have a really clear picture of what's going on at the beginning of July. So I will have a firm answer what we're going to do around the beginning of July. Now, having said that, the next thing that I want to talk about that I think is really important is if you have registered for StitchNorth and you paid your registration fee, and now today or this past week or these past couple of weeks or since you registered, your situation has changed, being that you've lost your job, your partner, spouse has lost their job, you're unsure about your financial future, and thinking about paying for the retreat coming up is stressing you out, please email me if you would like to cancel your registration. I have saved every single penny of every registration that was paid. I have it set aside in a separate account because I was saving it for all of the fees that would be, you know, needing to be paid around the time of the retreat. So that money has all been set aside. So if you need to cancel your registration because of your changed financial situation and it's causing you stress, I would like to help relieve you of one of those stresses. You are not obligated to you do not have to attend. There's no, you know, no backing out clause here. You know, this is unprecedented what we're dealing with, and if I can remove one of the stresses from your life, please allow me to do so. Please email me, caroline@evertote.com, if you wish to cancel your registration because of changed financial situation, and I will refund your money. Now, that being said, if you wish to continue with your registration and we move ahead, I will have details as fast as I can put them out and as soon before as I can. I'm certainly not going to be waiting until, you know, the end of August or the beginning of September to make these kind of big decisions. These are rather important decisions where we need to, you know, have a large group of people fit this into their calendar and their schedule. And it's going to be a ton of fun. I know it's going to be a ton of fun when we can all gather together again and share our joy, share our friendship and our joy. Okay, so now it is time for me to share the little bit of stitching that I did last night. So I talked about Frosty Forest, and this is the chart. This is the current chart on Frosty Forest that I'm working on. And here's where I got to last night. So I stitched the vine and the leaves, and do you see those little 8 stitches of dark brown here and here? Those are the feet of the foxes. Those are the feet of the snowy foxes. And I would really like to stitch those foxes soon because they're adorable. Want to have another look? Look at those foxes. Can you see them? I'm not sure what the heck you can see, but I can kind of see a vague fuzzy outline of the chart. Those foxes are so cute. Ugh. I am stitching this on the called for fabric and also the called for flosses. I think it's a 30 count. Rings a bell. I don't have the pattern in front of me. I only have the chart. And I'll tell you what, on Monday, I'll unroll the whole thing and show you the whole thing on Monday. I will also unroll Savon and show you the whole thing on Savon as well on Monday. I've only put one length of thread in it since the last time I showed it to you, so it's really not worth me sharing it again today. Then I picked up, because, you know, heavens to Murgatroyd, I didn't stitch enough white stitches. I picked up Miss Bingley's library again because I was in a house building mood. And come on. Sometimes, there we go. That's better. Isn't it pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. And I love stitching houses. So last night, all I did was white stitching. So, can you even see a difference from the last time I shared it with you? I'm not sure. I put in one more row of white bricks over here, and then I started this edging up here in between this window, and because I was really hoping to get another window in this weekend. I'm going to install another window this weekend. This is not the called for fabric. This is a fabric by XJU Designs. It's a 40 count in the light coffee colorway. There, light coffee. And I just think that this chart, the floss colors on this chart look really nice on this fabric. Just a little bit darker fabric than the called for, which is also beautiful, but my preference is just for a slightly darker fabric. And I have a needle hanging out there waiting. That's the color for the inside of the window. So, Miss Bingley's library, and yeah, let's put in another window tonight. I figure this is the kind of stitching that is good for watching The Mandalorian. And I mentioned we're also watching Lost in Space. Nicholas decided he wanted to re-watch season 1 from the beginning because it had been so long since we've watched it. We both had kind of forgotten everything that happened. So before we watch season 2, we're going to rewatch season 1 and then get into the new episodes. So that's kind of fun. But our internet has been unreliable the last couple of days. It was a little unreliable about a week ago as well. And I'm just crossing my fingers that it's not our router. Is that what it's called? You know, the thing that takes the internet and spreads it all over the house. Look, my husband is the IT guy. If something's not working, I just hand it to him and say, could you please fix this? That would be great, thanks. So he's been busy lately. His business is still open somewhat. The IT service department is considered an essential service. They're one of the only places still open, and they have curbside pickup and drop off, and there's a vestibule, and it's a long story, but he still has to go to work every day. And so I've been trying not to bother him too much with the little bits and pieces of stuff that are happening around here. He's also now our designated grocery shopper. Since he is leaving the house to go to work, it just means that only one person from our family is actually then going out and you know, interacting in public. So he's been a real trooper getting all of our groceries. So I asked him to try and find a ham for this weekend, and there was no ham to be found. So we are having a turkey for our Easter dinner for the 4 of us. And now I'll admit there was a momentary bit of disappointment that there's no ham for Easter dinner, because I do love ham on Easter dinner, but we're lucky to have a turkey, and I had one in the freezer. So we have food to eat, we are healthy and together, and I am grateful. So even without the ham. Anyways, so tonight I will stitch, and I'm really looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to it. Just a quiet evening with my stitching and some coffee. So I'm going to wrap things up for today so that we're having meatloaf for dinner tonight. So I need to go and get started on that. A lot of thought and time being spent on meal preparations around here. It's almost like food has become a bit of a, you know, my mother made this joke the other day. She says, I'm having trouble socially distancing from the fridge. Aren't we all, Mom? Aren't we all? Yes, indeed. So until Monday, until I see you again on Monday, take time to find a little spark of joy in your day, even if it's just for a minute. Go and look at your stash, go and fondle some threads. Whatever brings you a smile, I hope you can find it. And please take care of yourselves, and happy stitching, and I'll see you on Monday. Take care.